Oh. Hello, welcome to Monday morning in the country. As I said, we're going to Ireland, and this is in Ireland. I'll just quickly show you around. There we are. Sheep and all sorts. So, I haven't got much battery, so basically, we're going to have a look at some maps, then have a look where I am in Rome Total War, and that'll be it really. So, there you go. Right. I said last week about the maps, and I bought some books on map books and stuff. I got a voucher for Amazon, so I won it. So I'll bling it out and spend all this stuff. So I bought city maps and great maps. These are like Duck and Keening or whatever they're called, DK books. So they're alright, they're good. They're good. They give you a nice story. I got city maps, and this one basically looks at various cities in history and the different styles of maps through dates and stuff, and it's sort of like, so you see like different styles and stuff, and it's quite good because each map that they show has this Alexandria, gives you this sort of like visual tour of it. So it looks at all interesting bits and describes various bits and pieces of each map. It's not just about ancient maps, but all sorts of maps, and it's different styles, and it goes through history. Obviously, the big age of these sort of 3D city maps was the Renaissance period. Some earlier maps, I think, but obviously the big explosion in mapping, this sort of style, say was in the Renaissance, so you're looking at like 14th whatever century. Ancient cities, they didn't really have so many street maps, but this was a good one. This is on a piece of stone, and it's from Rome, and it's pretty good. It's from the 205 AD, so yeah, cool. It's a good book. It's a really good book if you want to get inspiration on how to draw maps of cities, or you're drawing maps of cities and you just want to have a good look at it. So that's that one. And the next one is great maps. Now this is like a visual tour in history. It starts off in the prehistoric period. This is just the introduction. But we look at some of these like the classical maps here. I mean, this is the Bedolina petrograph, which is basically a map carved into stone. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So it's in Italy. So there you go. And then we look at Babylonian maps, and basically it goes through all the different periods in history, and you can see how trade developed maps, because most maps are coastal. It's all trade maps, and it isn't until later on when you start to see empires and assets needing to be recorded that you get more detail put on the interiors. But it's just absolutely phenomenal. Like I say, it gives you, you see we get into Renaissance here, so when we start conquering the world, or various people do, and you start to get more interior maps, and the technology increases, and we get, it's just beautiful. But it's all different styles, and it just shows you, it's just inspiring all the way through. And that's one of the most famous maps in the world, isn't it? London Underground. Great utilitarian map. And like every DK book, breaks down into sort of a quick discussion and looking at all the key points, and pulls up stuff that you think you might have missed. So there you go. That's those two. These are more to do with I don't know, just sort of in general. Then we have illustrated maps. Now, illustrated maps are a bit different. These are sort of things you get in tour guides, and once again, it's they're generally 3D. This is a bit more of a wordy book. Goes into the history of mapping, but there's some nice illustrations in it, and it sort of talks about the art more than anything else. Once again, it's a good read. It's a nice, interesting map book, and as you can see, it's more to do with the sort of maps that you get in like theme parks and direction maps and games and all that sort of stuff. So there's more to do with art, the art sort of side of mapping, rather than the history. There's some beautiful examples in it. I'm just flicking through it to show you various sort of styles and stuff like that. So because my project is about, you know, the more to do with, I don't know, guidebooks, and I'm doing it on sort of like a guidebook style, campaign maps and all this sort of stuff, so it should be quite good. And these sort of maps are going to be very sort of useful. You know what I mean? You can do all sorts of different styles of maps just to make it. Obviously, all game maps and everything will be, you know, movement based and everything hexagraphical. But cool, somebody loves me again. Right, so those are sort of like mapping theory books, and here's the eye candy. Right, John Speed was quite famous cartographer back in the Elizabethan periods, and I think it was Elizabethan, maybe a bit after, I can't remember. But he did a full atlas of Great Britain and its dominions, and these are basically, he did this. You'll have seen these if you've ever been to a museum. Yeah, Tudor. So yeah. If you've ever been to a museum and looked at like Tudor England, you'll have seen a map of Tudor England, and there's one of, I think, Wales and Scotland as well. So there you go. Now, this book shows you all various counties at that time. It's Bedfordshire, it's the first page, and they're all pretty much the same. But it's just the whole look of them. It's just lovely, really inspirational. It sort of shows you major cities, the houses that are there, and the landowners and all that sort of stuff. And then each map, each plate is backed up with a description about it. And this book is just one of those books I can just sit and look at for hours and hours. It's Kent, there you go. Where's Gravesend? Somebody still loves me a very lot. It'll be here somewhere, won't it? There you go. I think that's Gravesend, isn't it? Yeah, Gravesend. So, there you go. Lancashire, Manchester over here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book. This is a nice one. The good thing about these things is they have this, and then they do like pictures of like cathedrals and stuff, or key points to do with the place, and you've got the major cities and stuff in each area. Just lovely. I like the style. I'm going to do a whole series of maps like this because they're just great. Yeah, and then move on to the piece de resistance. Now, bear with me. This takes a bit of setting up. Atlas Major by a guy called John Blau. John Blau was, I believe, a Dutch cartographer from about the same time as our friend Mr. Speed. And this book was published in 12 volumes. And it's basically all the territories. It's to do with trading and stuff, and There's a lot of stuff that goes into sort of the science of mapping at the beginning, as described in the Tudor mindset, which is wonderful. The way in which the world works and how everything works, brilliant, which is dead good, and all the calculation tables and everything. And we have these beautiful plates of illustration that were in the original books. It's just wonderful. And basically, gives you a bit about him and who he was, and you can see all the various. All these are from the actual original volumes, and this is the sort of styles of maps we're looking at. It's translated, I think it's in 3 languages, this, in the book, but actually I'll read the English version. And there's a front plate of one of the original atlases. Here we go. There's Europe, all the various peoples and dresses and everything's fantastic. And we've got more interesting things about an area. They just put so much more effort into these maps than back in the day. There's all this sort of equipment that you use. A nice city. And there we are, it's Scandinavian countries. Each area that you see here has its own dedicated atlas. It goes through each of the different countries, shows you all the various countries at the time. And dress, bits of stuff on various rulers and powers. Nice pictures of what the world looked like. Mines and the major cities, major trading cities and stuff. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. This is Germany. You can see. But anyway, like I say, I just get absorbed just looking at the map. So I just thought I'd show you the book because it's just absolutely, it's incredible. I mean, some of the stuff later on in the more exotic areas, like the Far East. Where are we? There's the Far East. It took the back somewhere. Yeah, that's the Middle East. So you've got the Gulf, got Egypt, all around, Italy, Mediterranean, and then it'll go through all the various islands, which is superb. Absolutely phenomenal. The only thing I wish that they hadn't done is that I'd have preferred the book to be as wide as it is, rather than like the John Speed Atlas. Then you wouldn't have these creases right down the middle of the map. Obviously the book would have probably cost twice as much to print, but I would have happily paid twice as much to buy it. I mean, in this book itself, it wasn't cheap, but I'd have certainly paid 3 figures for it. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'll shut up now about this because I'll be boring the pants everybody. But this is what I find inspirational when I'm doing my maps, and when you're doing like made up worlds and that sort of stuff, this is just gold, because you just look at the styles in it and everything and take inspiration from them. Look at how the real world was mapped back in the time periods that we're trying to sort of recreate. It's just like in fancy mapping, it's usually about the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages, and you just go through and you find sort of styles of maps and stuff. It's just fluff, it's just fun. just way to spend an afternoon just doodling away. But you've got if you've got books like this to grab inspiration from, then Camels, strange beasts from far lands. Yeah. So, quick aside. This is I was telling you about Total War the other day. There's the current status in the Empire. All this down here, which is basically all of Pontus, Armenia. Has taken these last two things off of Egypt, and they've taken most of the Middle East and at least half of North Africa. I managed to let the Scipii go and take all this bit, but I kept the Julii here because I've sort of surrounded them, because I took Batavium quite early on, and then I took Macellari, or whatever it's called, and Mendeleinium pretty quick, and basically box them in, because I'm going to get them. I'm just in the position now to start the civil war. I'm just moving armies up. I've got basically moving troops down from up here, Batavium and Mendeleinium, and I took Arretium as well, because they let the Gauls take that, so I had that. And I'm slowly now moving big full stack armies into Rome. And what I'm doing is basically down here in Tarentum and Croton, I'm making massive armies, because I'm just producing troops all the time. So I've got all these like little chaps ready. Like I say, I'm just about to wipe out the last of the Egyptians. So I've got a couple of big armies coming in. This is my conquering general. He's pretty cool. He's doing pretty well. And we're going to take Cotus next. I've already got, this is going to be the occupying force, although I am swapping those onagers round to the old conquering hero over there. So we'll take that. And they have another territory around here somewhere, but my spy died of old age, because there you go. So once I've done those two, that's Egypt wiped out. Just wiped out Pontus, and I've left the Macedonians alone, and they've sort of like taken, as you can see on this map here, all this bit down here. It's all Macedonia. I've let them have this part of Greek because it's got no ancient wonders in, so that's cool. Don't matter about that. Hopefully they don't bite me on the arse, but they're allies at the moment, so that's cool. And I'm allied with the Gauls. First of all, I'm going to take out Rome, and then I'm going to take out the Julii, and that should give me the 50 territories, and that should win me the game. So there you go. Like I say, it's a quick decide. And once I've done that, because I wiped out, so because this is a new install, I've wiped out most of the Greeks. Wiped out the Greeks, the Egyptians. Well, I will wipe out the Egyptians. Pontus. Who else did I wipe out? Numidians, Carthaginians have gone. So next time I play it, I should be able to play the Carthaginians or the Egyptians or the Pontic Empire, and it'll be dead cool. Anyway, so that's where I am with Rome Total War. I love this game. It's my favourite game in the world. I can just play it for hours and hours and hours. So it's a new install, but I plan to attack. Obviously, I'm going to take Rome, I'll take Capua. I might have a go at Messina and Syracuse just to piss the Skippy Eye off, or Skippy Only, or whatever they're called. But it should be done. Although I won't be doing it, so like I say, we're going to Ireland, so, well, we are in Ireland now, as you're watching this, so there you go. Alright, okay, so that was a Monday morning from Ireland, and hopefully I'll be able to get it uploaded. If not, I'll have to wait till we get back. So thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.